So this video is to show you how to braille a book. My son has limited vision. He's 1.5 years old, so it's been suggested that I try putting some braille in some of his board books because it's actually pretty easy to do, and then it just gets him used to feeling the braille and trying to find it on the page and everything like that. So what I have here is a very easy method to braille, and it's actually a pretty cost-efficient method too. So this is the tape, and you can see it's kind of comes out there, so this is the canister that holds it in. And then I'll show you in a second, but there's kind of like a smooth side because it's actually going to be clear when we braille it. So I can put that aside because I've already got one inside the little system here. So the tape's kind of going through already. So this, you guys might have seen this. This is a label maker. I know they have ones that are just general label makers and not necessarily for braille. But this one is obviously for braille because that is what this video is about. I'm just going to turn the baby monitor down. Alright, so when we want to braille something, I've already gotten some of these started. I like to start on the easy one, so That's Not My Squirrel is repeated on like every page, so I've kind of got it started for the most part. But there we go. So then what you're going to do, if you've ever used a label maker before, basically what it is you just turn this, find the spot that you want, and then punch it. So for That's Not My Squirrel, I will find the T there, and I line the T up. It's hard to see. This is where knowing the braille helps because I know that's a T, so it's lined up. And then I just squeeze it once, a little bit more came out, and then H is not easy to do while looking through a camera. A, T, and I don't think I used the apostrophe. No, I used lazy way. I didn't know the apostrophe, so I just used the letters. That's okay. And now for the space, there's two ways you can make a space. One, any of these, if you just kind of lightly press it, will push it forward. I find I keep hitting it too hard. So you can go to, there's this one here, it's a little square. It's the only non-braille on the thing. And this is both your cut and your space. So if I just press it lightly, it gives me a space. So I'll put in a quick knot, N-O-T. So I have that's not. And I'm just going to stop at that one first. So then again, I go back to that square spot there, and I said if I pressed it pressed it in lightly, it gives me a space. If I press it in all the way, it'll actually cut this guy for me, but you actually really have to use it. Oh, it takes a lot. And then it opens. So like I said, this is actually clear. You can see on the end, there's a little bit. There we go. Usually gives me something a little bit easier, but then I just peel it off and have to remember the right direction, put it down. So nice and easy, and then you just do that throughout the whole book, and then he's got his little brailles. And I always put it underneath the letters, partly because that way when he's reading and he could use the braille and then I could still see what's on top, so I don't have to memorize all of his books. But it doesn't necessarily have to do that. Like over here, my ears are his ears are too fluffy. I'll probably end up putting above here just because there's no space on the bottom. But yeah, that is how you use the braille label makers. And like I said, it's very similar to other label makers that I know my husband said he's used on the farm before. But all right.